Hello everybody, it's me, your boy Saubhagya Lamichhane, straight out of my home. I hope you all guys are doing well, and I'm too doing well. And here I'm with you guys on my first ever episode of my first ever podcast. I just can't wait for this. So, let's go! Most of our generations are dealing with depressions, the problem of depressions. And sometimes I wonder, are they actually dealing with an actual depression, or they are just dealing with something that they have been labeling it as a depression? I don't think most of them out there are dealing with a real and actual depression. They are dealing with something else, but they label it as a depression. But what's that? It is frustration. They are dealing with the frustration in life, but they name it or label it as a depression. But have you ever wondered that what that frustration in their life comes from? From where does it come? Have you ever wondered that? It comes from your resistance towards the change in your life. When you resist change, you resist life. And when you resist life, frustration starts evolving around you. Just think about this. You just sit there sometimes and lament about how your childhood passed so quickly. And you just say, I wish I could go into my childhood days. I wish those old days came back. It would be so fun. You keep thinking about that and you keep worrying, and finally you become frustrated. And why is that? Why you wish to go back to your childhood days? It's because you are not accepting or embracing the change that your adulthood has brought to your life. If you can relate this to your life, you may be wondering, am I the only one who's resisting towards change in my life? Am I the only one? No, that's not. We all human beings around the world resist change. And why do we resist change? Why is that? When you hear change, you get stressed. Whether it's your job, your family, or your surrounding, you get stressed. We all human beings are like. We want life effortless, safe and predictable. While on the other side, the change requires more effort. It reduces the safety and it increases the number of unknowns in our life. We want things to get better, but we don't want them to change. We know that change is necessary. We cannot do the things as we did in old days or in the old ways. But yet, we resist change. We don't like changing at all. But why is that? There may be some reasons, right? So let's talk about some reasons why do we resist change and why we don't like changing. So let's talk about that. Number one reason why we resist change is the fear of unknown. The fear of unknown always has a major impact on the individual's decision, right? We all are afraid of the thing, or say we all are afraid of the uncertain thing that a change can bring, or the uncertain impact the change can bring into our life. We all are afraid to leave this certain moment and step into the new one, because we don't know, it's uncertain, right? We can predict another moment. Let me give you an example and to make you a bit clearer. This housefly, fuck. Organic him. Okay, well, I was. Let me give you an example and it will make you clear. In our childhood, when it came the time to change the school, we were always fearful about the thing that what kind of friend might I get there? What kind of teachers might I get there? Because we were uncertain about that. We only knew that school was good, but we didn't know about the teachers and the friends over there, right? It was, again, this fucking fly came into my nose. Okay. We were uncertain about the thing, right? We were uncertain about the teachers and we were uncertain about the friends. So we were always fearful and we were always feared by the fact that we were about to change the school now. So in life also, when we are about to bring change, we don't know what impact that change can bring into our life. So we are afraid to change. So we settle there without changing our life because we are afraid of the uncertain impact that the change can bring in our life. Number two, connected to the old ways. This is another major reason why we resist change in our life. We are way too connected to the old ways of doing things in our life that we don't like taking up the new ways of doing things, even if they are beneficial for us. We are too used to it that we don't like giving up on them, or we just can't give up on them. Let me give you an example for this. This will make a bit clear for you. If you are the Android user since very long, and whenever you have to buy another mobile, you're most likely to go for Android than iOS because you are more comfortable using Android than iOS. So you resist yourself from buying iOS and you go for Android because it's more comfortable there, because you've been using the Android since very long and it's very comfortable for you to use. Number 3, for change you should leave your comfort zone, and you don't like that. Simple. Change is little like waking up in the morning. We all enjoy sleeping, but when it comes to waking up, we prefer sleeping by snoozing that alarm and remain in the warmth and comfortable familiar bed where we can prolong our battery recharge. For us, leaving the coziness and the warmth of the bed is hard work, and it requires giving up the comfortable and familiar for the unknown, which is also potentially unpleasant, right? Fuck this, house fly. That's the main reason why we resist change. Change means abandoning your comfort zone. People usually do not abandon their comfort zone and do not trust the uncertain outcomes. Number 4. You can't see me. Desire to fit in. All of us want to be the part of something bigger. All of us want to conform to the standards of beauty, grace, intelligence, status, competency, and the equity of our particular social groups. All of us fear being outcast or social pariahs. We all want to be liked, and sometimes the easiest way to do that is to go with the herd, with the group, without changing, by resisting the change. And the last one is nostalgia is hitting you constantly. Hitting you constantly. The past was always better. The old days when we were young and all the experiences were new and fresh are the ones we all long for, isn't it? That's why we constantly keep saying, wish I could go back to those days and enjoy the days. Wish I could go back to the childhood and enjoy my childhood. Why is that? Because nostalgia is hitting constantly, and that is why you resist change. And let me tell you a fun fact. According to studies, we prefer and continue to listen to those songs which were popular during our childhood, in our teens, right? That's amazing. And what song was popular during my teen? Lagaile leveche lebestik, hile la sara distik, jila top lagelu. That was, I guess. So these are the reasons why we resist change in our life. What we should remember is life is a constant flux. If we resist change, we are resisting life. We must stop and consider change is the essence to life and not let fear get in the way of embracing and enjoying it. Change is constant. If change is going to happen anyway, fighting it won't do anything good. It's better to figure out an approach to deal with change that works for you. Changing habitual behavior can be difficult, especially if you try too many things at a time. So the first step, however, is becoming aware of the habits that we should probably change, and then take steps to effect that change. We should realize that with growth comes change, and with change comes growth. If we change nothing in our behaviors, nothing will change for us in the future. The next thing you can do is surround yourself with the change-oriented people. The friends you cultivate and keep often have a profound effect on your receptiveness to change and your ability to accept and embrace change. This is how you can overcome the resistance of change in your life and embrace it for good. It's for sure that you won't like the change, any change. Your brain will try every possible way to reject it. It may tell you that it's not worth it changing, or you are not worth it, and so on. But once you show a little willpower in getting through this rejecting stage, your brain will understand that it has no any other option but to learn it and familiarize it for you. The worst critics now becomes your biggest supporter. Just a little push, this much push to your brain, you should give it. And you can embrace the change. The change is constant. It will happen anyway. The things around us and within us will change, it's for sure. So why waste our energy resisting the change or avoiding it? It's better to embrace it and change our life for good. So hope you'll do that. Thank you very much. This much for today. And this is how my first episode of my podcast ends. And I hope I did well, and I hope you guys liked it. So please let me know how you guys found it. Please leave some reviews down in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the red button and the bell icon as well. So whenever I upload another video, you'll be notified. So you won't miss any videos. Thank you for staying, and till next week, bye bye, stay safe. Again, this housefly came. Fuck!